It's on now.
Good evening and welcome to Season 6, Round 4 of Tier 1. I'm Tisper Wizard. I'm joined tonight with Connell.
Good evening.
And hopefully we're going to be in for another treat tonight. As you can see from the Drivers' Championship there, hopefully we'll get another fantastic race with our Championship protagonists, Montana and Fruit, our one-time champions in Season 4. They are head and shoulders above everyone else in the points. French Grand Prix then, Paul Ricard, fantastic historical circuit. Fantastic, famous straight, Mistral straight going into the very fast Signet. It's ruined a bit by that chicane in the middle, but we won't complain too much. You can get lost as well, I suppose, if you're not really paying attention. Racing line might be helpful for many drivers tonight. What are your thoughts, Connell?
Yeah, it's an interesting track to say the least. A bit of, it's obviously very quick, as you can see. A lot of big straights, big overtaking opportunities, but it's also very twisty, turny, very tight. You know, a lot of braking zones. You know, a lot of gear changes. So yeah, it's kind of it's a good track with a bit of both. You know, and as we all know, though, it is very harmful for tires.
Yeah, the strategy's going to be interesting. I mean, there's two different strategies really. Three. You've got the main one, which I think is you want to go soft to hard if you can make it last. If you can't make it last and you're hard on your tyres, then the second best strategy seems to be soft, medium, medium. And then obviously if you're outside of the top 10 and you can qualify on those you start on the harder compounds. Medium to hard is a fantastic strat as well to go with. I mean, it's a much better racetrack for overtaking than it is in real life. I mean, you can still get caught in DRS trains, especially if the car at the front's got good top-end speed, because saving up ERS is actually quite easy for the car in front, because you're able to save up for all the slow speed fiddly sections and then deploy down the Mistral straight.
Yes.
Whereas if you're chasing, you need to deploy some ERS in the slow twisty bits because you lose so much time in the dirty air. So it's a catch-22 if you get caught in a train, and then obviously there's going to be lots of different people coming up with different strategies. Hopefully we're going to see a ding-dong again between Fruit and Montana at the front, or maybe somebody else can join the party. It's very much a sort of Schumacher, Hakkinen battle royale at the front, miles ahead of everyone else, it seems, so far this season.
Yeah, it's hopefully now with the championship, these boys can have a good battle now tonight, because it is very good to watch. You know, watch some of the best players on PS4 battle it out. You know, so yeah, I look forward to this one. It was it's a long race too, as well. I found as well, but yeah, as you said with the ERS, I found on Monday when I was behind Matty, I was nearly 40, even 50% less than him sometimes. You know,
it is really weird how if you're the car at the front of the train, you can save it so much, because you know people can't overtake you in the fiddly bits.
Yeah.
But then the people in the fiddly bits, if you're behind, you're wanting to spend some ERS because you've got to keep close and you don't want to get washed out by the dirty air, so you end up wasting it, so then you're using your DRS to keep behind. Obviously, if there's only two of you, you can save behind them for a little bit and then move forward. Great first lap for Fruit, who pops in straight off the soft to hard strat. I imagine different strategies are going to change up, but if there's no safety car like we had last night, the prime strategy to be on great lap from Slater as well, 27.7
Yeah,
as a
so
first lap. And
Ghost
Ghost
beats
as
that
well,
by
last minute entrance in the red car, and he stuck it straight P2.
so
No practice at all. It reminds me of Kimi Räikkönen just popping out after a snooze from McLaren and then just popping it straight on the front row and going back to bed again.
So as I do at this track, he does like it a lot.
It's a lovely
Very
little.
much like it. So yeah,
Yeah, we're
right.
just starting a hot lap now, going into turn 1.
And board from McLaren. McLaren does look very nice as well this year. Keeps it in 7th with the engine braking going down into the first sector.
We're on turn 4, which I think turn 3 and 4 I think is called chicane, but that again could just be me making up nonsense. But I'm pretty sure it's just called chicane. Because the French are strange. I know that the fast right left-hander onto the Mistral Straight is called L'École, because there's a school just behind the barrier there. And then you've got the Mistral Straight.
Oh, a bit of rain.
Butchered. Oh,
there's some rain. Ooh.
There is a bit. No wonder people were getting their laps in early.
I think
fantastic. Are we gonna have to chat nonsense for 11 minutes because nobody else is gonna come out?
We might have to ask people's opinions on things.
But the McLaren now in the final sector going round Bossé into, I think this is actually pronounced Bendor or Bendo, but I kind of like to call it Bender after the Futurama robot.
You see these clamps?
The clamps! The clamps! Virage du Pop, the final corner.
Chelled up to the line now.
And only in P12. I think this is it for laps then. Conzo and Tier 2 champion Thomas caught out by the rain. I think he's just going to have to come in. This is going to be interesting. So we've actually got both Mercedes. We've got Montana and Vaporizer in P9 and 10, but on medium. So if the start is dry, they're going to be able to...
Yeah,
Carlsbury has retired in the pit lane because he's like, I'm not going any quicker.
Okay, so we have the last 3, 5 and 6 and first, all in out laps. But
I'm just... Thomas has just started a flying lap as he goes through turn 1 and 2. He seems to have a little bit of grip. He could, if he sets a really good lap, he could pop himself in the top 10.
I'll stay on board with him anyway. See how he gets on.
Through chicane.
Honestly,
I've just checked. It is called chicane.
Oh, it is? Okay, perfect. Yeah, the grip doesn't look too bad. There's not much understeer there. Well, from
going
obviously
through
driving,
school turn now. School on the left.
They must have a great view.
This is a fantastic... I wonder if the staff let people in on the Sunday just to watch the Formula 1 in the upstairs classrooms. I know I would. If I was a teacher there, I would be letting the school kids in. Only if they'd been good. If they were bad kids, they weren't allowed in.
If I was a teacher and actually owned the classroom, I would charge
the parents. Yeah, charge the parents. Yeah.
Lots of money.
Through Signé. Fantastic high-speed corner. It's a little bit slower speed because of the chicane halfway down the Mistral Straight. France is very famous. They're too big. They've got the Mistral Straight, and you've got the very long, also butchered straight at Le Mans.
Yeah, I think it was Daniel Ricciardo said a couple of years ago that some of the drivers just loved that straight was just straight. But I think it does make some good racing, some nice lunges into the chicane as well. What's that called actually? Sorry.
What's that? Sorry.
What's that chicane called at the end of the straight? At the end of the first DRS zone. This one. Do you know the first long straight, and then you have into the chicane bit.
Oh, it's at turn 1 and 2.
No, on the main straight.
Oh, on the main straight. I don't know what the chicane. I don't know if the chicane's got a name. It's just sort of been added in.
Yeah. So Thomas had a 130.8, and obviously Thomas is quicker than that, so the track I think is a bit... Oh, we've had a bit of a spin. Who's that in the spin? Oh, I think Jay Ghost had a spin there. Ah, weather report.
Oh, Blades wins my prize today. I wanted to see who'd be the first to name it in the chat if I didn't say its actual name out loud. Is of course the Mulsanne Strait.
Yeah. Whoa. DRS
So
is
if anyone's
okay.
got some
Oh, Big
information
Slater
for
on
us,
the inters in the pits. Oh yes.
is he going to give it a go? Or it must be dry in the race if he wants to go out
I
and
think he's
practice.
just watching the Delta to see what
Perhaps.
it's like.
Oh, it's a spin from
Who?
Matrix. He locks off the front end,
No.
coming out of Bender. And he comes straight into the pit lane in his scarlet red Ferrari,
Who's out?
wearing his Kimi Räikkönen inspired helmet. Love to see it.
Someone is after coming out of the pits. I don't know what that is. Who? Excuse me.
Well,
Who that is.
Ghost is out on track, apparently. No, he's just coming to the pit
Oh,
lane
Big
as
Slater's
well.
out on the
Definitely
inters.
Slater's decided
Brilliant.
Inters is the way forward through Variegos.
I don't think they'll obviously improve, but there's, you know, it'd be great if everyone could just retire and we could get to the race.
If we've got some inside information on what the weather's doing in the race, is it a dry start? Is there rain at the
I think
start?
we're waiting for Mr. Blades.
The fact that the Mercedes both went for mediums and went P9 and P10 to me indicates it's going to be a dry start.
Yes.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have bothered with the mediums at all, would they?
No.
Simply also out on the intermediates, trying to give us something to watch.
Matrix also
Now the French,
coming out as well.
France has had many Grand Prix, many different circuits. So I just want to see, while we have a bit of downtime, what's everyone's favourite in the chat. Obviously, we've been at the Bugatti circuit once at Le Mans. We've got Reims, obviously, Paul Ricard, both of its older function and today. If you do like Paul Ricard, do you prefer it how it is now? Do you prefer it how it used to be? Manicure, of course, which I think most people in Manchester Speed will have grown up with, as that had the Grand Prix from 91 to 2008, I think it was. It stopped going there. So that's probably the one that most people in COS are familiar with, watching the likes of Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher, Mika Hakkinen dive themselves around there. Very fast track, that one, actually.
And
Big
is
Slater
everyone-
for the win, we've got in the chat.
Yes, Mr. Danny Logue, or one of my mates.
Oh, it's an Irish conspiracy, is it? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Danny has
Matrix goes out on the Inters,
Yeah.
hoping to set a lap time. I don't think he's going to move himself out. Thomas, fair play to him, got a 1:30.8 on a very wet track to move himself up at least a couple of positions. 18 drivers here, so as it stands, one of our championship protagonists. This is why we like half dry, half wet qualifying. One of our championship protagonists is in P1,
Yes.
People's Champ Fruit. There's some lovely old names in there. We got Ghost, who's been there from the beginning. So the front row, as it stands, is two COS OGs.
And Slater then third.
Slater, so I always like Slater. He always puts in a good show.
He's good, he's a
Always
really good
sticks
driver.
around to the end as well, which is what I like. Even what I like about Slater is even if something goes wrong, he'll stick around to the end just in case anything kicks off. Which fair play to him. Jacob, very similar. So Haas have done quite well actually. P3 and P4
Yeah,
as it
yeah,
is, and I don't think it's going to get quicker.
I also both Renaults in their
Both
home
Renaults
Grand
who were
Prix
in
top
nice and
10.
early tonight, 7 and 8, and we got Mercedes there as well, running minus Stern. The Sole McLaren in
Yes, they are
P12,
in
the Sole Racing Point in P5.
Okay, so I think everyone should just retire because I don't think the track is going to get any quicker than it is now, which is
There's a red car coming out. Is that one of the Alphas?
Matrix is on the track. He's just come out, I think, or he's on his lap.
No, he was already out. There was a red car moving around in the pit lane. Oh no, it was an orange car. It was the McLaren of Yelp.
Yelp.
Oh, that's a good point. Blaze, yeah, why don't we talk about that? Istanbul Park is potentially coming back this
Yes,
season.
I
I
was going to
love
ask.
how they've confirmed it as a on the calendar without even speaking with the circuit owners, which is it's very Formula One. It's very Formula One to do
Yeah.
that. It's a fantastic circuit. It's just a shame
Yes.
it's in Turkey.
Yes.
And I don't mean any disrespect to the people of Turkey. It's just
where it's situated in the world is
where
literally
it
not the
is.
nicest.
No, it's not even that. I think it's because it was so far away from actually being in Istanbul that nobody went. That was the problem. It was a fantastic track, but no one ever went, which is why it got chopped off the calendar. I mean, nobody ever goes to the Chinese Grand Prix, but because it's China, they pump so much money into it.
Yeah.
That they just keep it. It was very funny at the beginning of the season before we realised how serious the coronavirus outbreak was.
Yes.
When during pre-season testing, and they were speaking to Kimi Räikkönen about how the Chinese Grand Prix is going to be run with no fans, and he was like, "Well, it'll just be the same as normal. Then nobody ever goes anywhere."
It's they have the grandstands at the pit full, but around the track it's not really.
Yeah,
too
they just have them
populated.
around the paddock, don't they? The rest of the track,
Yeah.
they've got these massive stands that are just absolutely empty.
And I suppose with China, like a lot of people probably won't be able to afford it either, because
Yeah, that's true.
FIA.
I mean, there's a reason to go to
Shanghai.
Shanghai now. I mean, they've got a Disneyland there now, so
Yeah. Well,
pop over to Disneyland, go and see the Grand Prix. But I think the thing is, I
see
think
Mickey
Crofty
Mouse
was
after.
saying a couple of years ago that most of the people that actually go to the Chinese Grand Prix are, in fact, British fans.
Yeah.
Who've gone over on holiday. So they see a lot of British fans. I mean, there's a lot of British fans pretty much anywhere you go. It's a European sport. I mean, I know it does go all the way around the world, but I mean, its main markets are going to be Britain, Italy, Germany, France.
Yeah.
That's it. And obviously Spain had an interest with
Netherlands
Fernando
for Max
Alonso.
Verstappen as well.
And the Dutch are now getting involved because the Dutch had the poor problem of their football team went as bad as England, and then this young kid decided he wanted to be Dutch instead of Belgian. So they all got behind him.
But what was I going to say? Yeah, I wasn't really watching F1 back in the day when Turkey was on. I was more into
Fantastic
rallying.
race there, Blaze. His first race in Australia, 2016. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Lovely.
Great race
Oh,
there. The
Matrix
start.
gone in the first corner.
Matrix! Fair play for trying. Great race, Australia 2016. Nico Rosberg starting off his championship assault there.
I was very much into rallying back in them days because my stepdad drives a rally car in the Irish Championship, so still very much into rallying, but yeah, the F1 now is probably kind of taken over my kind of motorsport. I always knew about it from watching Top Gear and things, you know, Jeremy Clarkson referencing F1 all the time and things. Never watched it. I thought it was quite boring. But then I started watching it around 2015,
Qualifying
2016.
over then, everyone's retired,
Oh, yeah.
given up. Fruit on pole, sorry to interrupt, we'll get back to that. Fruit on pole, Ghost second, great qualifying for him. Slater also great qualifying for him third. Fourth, both Hasses on the front two rows. Racing Point of Simply, Calzo in sixth, the two Renaults, Donamo and Milan. Great shout out to him, first race, only a second off pole. In the Renaults, Montana and Vaporizer, P9 and 10 in the Mercedes. Watch out for them at the start if it is dry, because they will be starting on mediums. And then we've got Bersey, Yelp, Carlsbury. You're now making his debut in Tier 1. Mads, Cos, Thomas. Look for him to come up through the field at the end of the race there. And Conzo at the back with Matrix.
My first race somewhere in 2004. Very good. Robert's race, okay, it's dry. Looks hot as well.
It does look nice and shiny. I wonder if a rain will appear at some point. But we got a few people got to get their laps in at the beginning. What are our predictions in the chat?
Well, looking actually at the paddock here, the building where it actually very reminds me of the Le Mans building at that circuit at was it I don't know what it's called anyway. But at Le Mans it looks very similar, isn't it? The kind of building design with the kind of terraces at the top over it, you know.
It's old fashioned, isn't it? You put in the paddock tents on the top of the paddock. They're very traditional in France.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
other than the giant plastic monkey that they had the other year, which was a bit odd. Um, yeah, Blaze, we did manage to talk for 10 minutes. I think Rosberg was massively underrated. I mean, he gave an aged Schumacher a run for his money.
Hmm.
Michael was obviously very unlucky. He got quite a lot of retirements when he was at Mercedes, but Rosberg did have him on pace, especially on a Saturday. Um, but
Right.
and then
So
and then he showed up Hamilton. So I mean, he was underrated, Nico Rosberg.
it is a lovely day here in
It is a
France.
fantastic day in the south of France. I
Yeah.
think you'd quite like to go to the beach. I mean, we're probably banned by Boris at the moment, but we shall see. So tyre-wise, the Mercedes obviously get to start on mediums from 9 and 10. Watch as they come
Ooh,
through
a
the
few
field. Montana
hardies.
will want to jump through. We've got a couple of hard. Bersey, Yelt, Yorner and Mads on hard.
Hard
Everyone
ons.
else outside the top 10 are on the yellow striped mediums. What are your predictions in the chat? What do we think? Fruit should win here. It's Fruits to throw away, I think, Arbar. Fruits to throw away.
I think it's going to be
He's got
fruit.
to take his chance now to get as many points as possible. He's 10 points behind in the championship. He's got to go for it. He's got pole position. Yes, he's on a different tyre compound, but there are so many fast people between
And
him and Montana. And Montana has to be very, very careful he doesn't lose his wing in the first sector,
yeah.
because it is a very, very tight track. And we saw what happened in Tier 2 from about 7th down. I missed it. I was luckily just in front of it. Everything behind went a bit mental, apparently. So we'll have to see what happens there. Personally, I think Jordan is riding on a lot of confidence. That P2 will give him a bit of an ego boost as well. We've talked many times about how much of a confidence driver he is. Slater, who's often coming in late into qualifying, so he's usually picking up the pieces from the back. It'll be interesting to see how a man as talented as him can do from P3.
Yeah, if he
Same
keeps
with
it on track,
Jacob.
he's
Both
good.
Slater and Jacob tend to be drivers that make their way through the field, so they're already made their way through most of the field. I think they'll want to be dispatching with Jordan as quickly as they can and maybe
Yeah.
work together to get themselves in prime position. Calzo also fantastically fast, Simply also very good. Be watching out for the pink. So basically, they're all just really quick in this tier, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
be honest.
Yeah, to be honest with
And
you.
obviously we've got the curveball of the Mercedes 9th and 10th with their medium tyres. I'll keep an eye on them a bit further back as you lead us through the first lap.
Right. So we wait till the last few cars now form up onto the grid. We get the show on the road. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pitch. And away we go for the French Grand Prix. Good start from the leader, good start also from Ghost. Big Slater and the two Hasses coming up. Racing Point as well, up into the mix. One of the Renault's going up the inside of the Racing Point. Dan almost keeps the place. Very good start by the race leader and Jordan. Oh, bit of problems for Slater, dropped 2 places there. Cow's up to 4th now, Jacob up to 3rd. Bit of moving on back. Vaporizer going down to 11th. Pretty clean so far. Oh, there's a Racing Point going on the outside there of a Renault. Down the straight.
Just they make their way down the Mistral straight.
Oh,
Montana's managed to keep his car intact.
There was a Ferrari off track, which was Matrix. I don't know what happened to him. I think he had an illegal overtake. I think. So Fruitful dropped 2 places, but I think he's on the back of Cows so far. Dynamo now putting Slater under pressure as well. But I watched it that fast right-hander there, that dirty air. It's very easy to spin there and cause a very big crash. Pretty clean first lap from everyone, I think.
So the big winners there. Carlsberg up
Carlsberg
3
3
places
places.
into P10.
Thomas and Konzo up 2 places.
Alzo up 2 as well.
Konzo
Yeah,
up
watch
2
as Thomas comes his way through, comes through the field. Big Loser simply down 3. Bersy J down 5.
Ooh, Red Bull Calzo now getting onto the back of Jacob. Slater dropping back a little bit. Dynamo pressuring him.
So no damage at all on that one as well. Just looking at Taz there. So very clean from the Tier 1 lads, as Montana is more concerned with Carlsbury behind than he is with Simply in front. And there's a Ferrari going slowly at the back. It's Matrix. He's in the wall. He's found his way into the wall on the way onto the Mistral Straight at La Colle. Doesn't have any damage though.
Might have just had a bit of a
Well, he
spin.
does have damage. I think he's not published his his telemetry. He's not on our list by the looks of it.
If I was Matrix, now I would most probably go on.
Safe gone out. His
US will be enabled this lap as well, so
Calzo very close to the back of Jacob. Will be Ghost sets the fastest lap though. On lap 2, he's looking racy as the Ferrari driver. He's not won a race in Tier 1 since Season 1. Way back when. Back when Cos was merely but a tiny little baby crawling on all fours. Compared with how it is now with well over 100 races. Donamo lining up a move on Slater, but he gets it all wrong. Going onto the Mistral Straight, and he loses a lot of time.
Using a lot of ERS as well.
Montana not using the ERS, just
Calzo
keeping
saving
within
loads behind Jacobs on 78%. Excuse me,
Montana on his mediums is only 4.8 seconds behind the race leader then.
And Jordan saving 20% more ERS than the Fruitful at the top, at the front.
He's doing very well so far today.
He's doing very, very well to keep the Fruitful.
Field spread of only 13 seconds after 3 laps, with the exception of Matrix, who is in the pits. He's not going to get lapped though, he's coming around turn 1 and 2 now. I'm keeping an eye on our championship leader in P9. I'll keep you updated if anything goes on with him.
I'm just on board now with the Fruitful train. Pretty much. Ooh, Cal's a bit of a lock up there, and then he hit Jacob up the back into the second last corner.
Great exit from Simply. Onto the start finish straight behind Milan. Is Milan going to be able to hold him off? He has DRS from the car in front, and he uses a bit of overtake to get himself away. Fantastic exit from Simply though.
Stay on board with Calzo, he's getting pretty racy behind Jacob. So both Mercs not really making a bit of an impact on those mediums.
It's going to be around about lap 5 or 6 before they start having an advantage over them, but you'd have thought that championship leader would have wanted to make a bit of movement
he's
the start.
He's not moved much. Jacob on a good run now on J Ghosts.
Oh, he's thinking about it now as Simply is looking for a move on Milan. Into the chicane. Montana's going to think about getting him through as well, and he does. No, he doesn't. They're still side by side. Great move there from Simply. Montana gave it a go, but Milan wasn't able to get past him. But is he going to get past him at Signé?
Oh, put a wheel back
Pushes him wide, doesn't leave too much space on the outside
pushed
there.
Him a little bit off track there.
He should have left a bit more space there, Montana.
Hard racing though, you like to see it, but
cars go through there quite easy flat. Bit aggressive from the championship leader there, but we move on.
Yes, some movement, some people going into the pits. Dynamo, big Slater into the pits.
2 stopping, they must be 2 stopping. They're not 1 stopping.
And,
I have a feeling that, well, the thing is, Haas, because they have both cars up there, they can go with. Oh, no, Ghost just. I was about to just say he was doing well then.
These can be very
both the Haas's can. So Slater's gone for the 2 stop. Jacob could go for the one stop. I know from the chat on Discord that he seems to favour the one stop.
Yeah.
Poor exit there from Montana. Simply's got a fantastic bit of traction on every single traction zone.
Yeah.
He's just got it
Montana
planted, and it helps him down the straight, because Montana was super close, but he got a poor exit into the straight there, which let him down. He's been playing catch up all Mistral straight.
Yeah.
Let's check on the leaders as they come up to Bender.
It's an awful Bender of a corner, to be honest.
Jacob. Calzo very. Jacob stays out.
Calzo
stays out. Simply stays out.
Okay. Oh, Milano into the pits.
Milano's come in though, so he's going to stop.
Yes. Anyone else want to
Again, fantastic exit from Simply has allowed him to stay ahead. Montana goes for the dive down the inside and makes the move there.
Yeah.
Late move from Montana, good move there for the championship leader, who's now up into 4th place. He will be doing the one stop. He knows his championship rival is now going to be doing the two stop. Has Simply got enough life left in these tyres to fight back down the Mistral straight? Because it's a beautiful bit of helicopter cam, isn't it? Oh, majestic. Simply not interested. He had so much more ERS. He could have fought back.
Yeah, he just has the DRS.
Vaporizer also quietly making his way through the field.
So both Mercs now up into the top 10, well and truly. Carlsbury also in 7th on those mediums. Yarno and Yelt on the hards as well. Thomas up to 10th. Very good to see. Ooh, bit of Yelt going on the inside of Yarno. Ooh, this is
it's
tight.
3 wide going through Sydney. What else going on here? Thomas makes his way through the pair of them.
Oh my goodness.
Is Yelt going to come back at him through Bender? He taps the Williams.
Puts him out of the way there a little bit, kind of a little bit of a push to pass there. But Thomas, if he keeps this,
Thomas holds position, but Yelt's not going anywhere. They just about kept it clean there, the lot of them.
Yeah.
Jordan is in. He's gone for the hards. One stopping for the Ferrari.
Simply into the pits as well.
He is also switching over to the hards. One stopping for Simply.
Comes up the inside of Mads. Oh, he's on the Orno, sorry. The Orno keeps the position.
Jacob with a time penalty now. No Wizard Awards tonight.
They'll be getting strongly written letters from me. Although I got 3 seconds as well on Monday, so I can't say much.
Milan with the penalty. I was proud. House Riley did well yesterday. We both got Wizard Awards. I do enjoy it when my brother doesn't get any penalties as well.
It does run in the family, to be fair.
We respect those white lines.
Yeah, yeah. But actually, though, speaking of white lines, there is actually a few ones you can actually cut in France. It is, it's it's weird. You can actually cut a lot of the apexes. It doesn't actually give you, a time penalty. It's actually a lot more generous, I thought, than last game. Obviously, there was that glitch last game where you could cut half of the corner to the main straight, but yeah, I found some tracks on this game are a lot more punishing than tracks last game.
Definitely. It'll be interesting to see how much time Jordan makes up as Jacob comes in, and Calzo, I imagine, will come in as well. No, Calzo does another lap. Calzo is doing what I did yesterday and trying to go an extra lap. So, Dynamo very twitchy out of Bender there. Jordan needs to be careful here. He's the lead man on the hard tyre.
Jacob into the pits also, yep. Onto the hards.
Later, almost 5 seconds behind. As Jacob comes out of the pit lane, has he jumped Ghost? He has!
Very good.
A great in-lap from the Haas driver, who's now the lead man on the one-stop strategy. Is ahead of Slater, who struggled a bit on the medium tyre after coming out of the pit lane. No damage for anyone.
No. It's kind of set in place now at the minute. Closest battle on track is Yelts
Fruit
and
makes his way
Thomas.
past Burzy, down the Mistral straight into the chicane, which shouldn't be confused with chicane, which is turns 3 and 4.
Or chicane, as Fernando Alonso says.
So the gap from Fruit to Montana is 15.5 seconds.
And just gonna say as well, sorry to interrupt you, Yelts did a very good job to keep up with Thomas on these hards.
Calzo in this lap. Is Calzo going to jump Jacob as well? As Calzo comes into the pit lane, Jacob is just coming round Bender right now. Through Village.
He's come out of the pits. No, not out of the pits yet. Is he?
Out of the final corner, Virage.
Calzo onto the softs.
Interesting.
So
Calzo going. Is that a mistake? Or is he just being very racy? He pops out right into this
Ooh, that's
battle
close.
there. He's ahead of Ghost though. He's also jumped Ghost.
Oh, he's gone on the outside of Donamo.
Oh,
yes!
this on board from Ghost. Fantastic
yes.
stuff.
Oh, yes.
Making use of those
like
fresh
that.
softs.
I like that a lot.
Unfortunately for Ghost, he's found himself at the back of a DRS train.
Yes, which is... yeah.
So the Mercedes now lead after starting 9th and 10th
Mads.
on the medium tyres. Jay Ghost wanting to get past Donamo, but he can't do it. Burzy with a 3-second time penalty. And Calzo's made his way past Big Slater.
Oh.
Through the chicane, and Jacob's going up the inside into Signy through Burzy. Burzy's got nothing in response. Jacob is our lead man on the one stop from soft to hard.
Yes.
It'll be interesting to see where he is in relation to Montana. He's well within pit stop time. He's 18.8
Calzo
seconds.
around the outside of Burzy J, the Bender.
Oh, majestic.
I just saw that on board there with Burzy.
Absolute moves today. Calzo right up the back of Jacob now. He's going to go straight past him with the traction from those soft tyres. He is very racy today, is Calzo. He's gone for a very racy strategy, very typical of Red Bull to go completely different to everyone else.
Burzy J and
Jacob,
Ghost is going into... Okay, Burzy J gives up that space.
Burzy J folding back now on those hard tyres. But fair play to him. Calzo is doing something a bit different. We love to see it. 19 seconds between Montana and Jacob. So as it stands, Jacob would be ahead. Obviously, the Mercedes drivers are going to have a little bit of a fresher tyre advantage come the end. Vaporizer. Is Vaporizer going to try and make a move here? He's stayed within a second of his team. In fact, he's clawed his way back into a second behind his teammate because he was a couple of places down earlier. So at the moment, Vaporizer is the man on the move in terms of pace over his teammate.
There's a few
Carlsbury's done a great race as well to get great.
Yeah, he does indeed.
And Thomas has made his way up to 5th, but he is 6 seconds off the leader. He's only 7 seconds ahead of his teammate who's already made a pit stop, so that just shows you the difference between being at the back of the grid and being at the front. Although from what I've seen so far, the Williams pairing don't seem to have the same problems they've had in the first few races where they've
Thomas gives up 5 seconds speeding in the pit lane.
Speeding in the pit lane ahead of Conzo. Oh no, I'm just going to stop praising people. Calzo's on a fast one. And he sets the fastest lap.
Yeah, wow. So I think I did see a strategy there before the formation lap. It was a soft, hard or a soft, medium. I'm not sure what it was.
I imagine it'll be soft, medium. But I suppose it means you get the traction and you're not going to get stuck in these trains, which he hasn't done. Jacob is closing in on the leaders. He's only 18.5. He's slowly clawing his way in. I put Jacob in a really good position for this race.
Oh, Mads
and his teammate Slater is right behind him.
Calzo going to the inside now of Mads. This is brilliant by Calzo, he's made up so many places from his pit stop.
Well, he's
back up to
effectively
7
on
now.
the same strategy as Fruit, and he's now only 3 seconds behind him.
Yeah.
And he can catch up a bit on this. They're both going to pit for mediums at some point. Calzo going long on the first stint, and that's paid him well. Fair play to Matrix for continuing. It's now 18.2. The leaders are losing so much time. I just wonder if the Mercedes are doing team orders as Montana comes in. I was just wondering if the Mercedes were doing team orders and not letting Vaporizer go, because Vaporizer was losing more time than need be behind Montana, who's now coming to the pits. We'll see where the Mercedes comes out. He boxes for hards. He's going to be going to the end, but he's going to be behind Jacob, and Jacob's only had 3 extra laps on those tyres. He's well behind Jacob. He's behind Slater. Slater can play a big part in helping his teammate on the one stop.
Yeah, 100%.
Haas in a very good position with their split strategy right now.
Slater is losing a little bit of time though to Jacob, but
he is, but he's a car between him and those chasing. Montana is some 5 seconds behind Jacob. Yes, he has 4 lap pressure tyres, but it's not a massive advantage. I know Jacob's very good on his tyres as well, so Jacob is in a very good position now as he bombs past Mads into the chicane. Mads late brakes late. Oh! Contact maybe?
missed that
They
there.
seem okay.
Oh, it's going to run up the inside now.
Jacob
Gets
wants
the
it
better run.
done.
Jacob, no ERS. No ERS for Mads either. This is
Jacob
just a
up the
power
inside
race
of
here.
Signe. This is a move that could define the race. Signe.
Yeah, pass him. Yeah,
And
very
Bosé,
easy.
he's got
Very
the
good.
move done. Vaporizer in the pits now. Montana's had a pretty poor outlap, all truth told. He's wobbling around at Bender.
Fantastique. Bit of French.
I just feel sorry for Jordan, who's got himself caught in a train, sadly.
Yeah, Jordan getting very unlucky in these races lately. Just strategy's kind of messing him up. But yeah,
Vaporizer held a bit in the pit lane by the pitting Carlsbury. That's going to cost him.
yeah, he's way back.
Because if he hadn't been held
behind
up
his
by the
teammate
Alfa
as well.
Romeo there, we would have seen a Mercedes switch. That terrible outlap from Montana nearly opened the door for his teammate. If his teammate hadn't been held up a couple of seconds in the pit box,
Slater now on the
we'd
back
see
of
it
Mads
the other
as
way
well.
around.
Mads is losing so much time on those hards.
Well, he's going to be switching to the mediums later, but they're all effectively on the same strategy.
Yeah,
Is Mads and Slater and Donamo. Mads goes
ultra
very
defensive.
defensive very early.
saving
Almost
is
panics his way off the line.
No ERS either to fight with Slater at 30%.
If he's not careful, Donamo could have a go into the corner here.
I'll stand board Dynamo here now.
Jacob
Up to the
looking after
fake
his
chicane.
tyres. He's got his rear gunner
Jordan
in
now on the back of
Slater.
Dynamo as well, up in this train.
The Mercedes are coming.
Mads having no ERS whatsoever to fight with. Jordan very close to Dynamo there.
It's only 3.5 seconds now, though, between Montana and
3 wide,
Jacob.
sort of. Dynamo trying to go around the outside of Mads. Will he get the move done? He does.
Oh, contact! He's got to be
contact.
out. Surely Mads is out. No, he's survived. He's reset the track.
Oh, naughty boy.
And Milan spin out of Bender.
Oh, it's all kicking off.
Tell you what, tier 1,
Or naughty.
Bender is a fantastic corner. Mads finally pits.
I think what happened there, Dynamo just turned in a little bit too sharp into the side. of
Calzo
Mads.
now within a second of Fruit after deciding to go for the soft second stint. It's an inspired decision from the Red Bull driver,
And
who is now
obviously-
within a second of leading the two-stopping strategy.
He's on for some points here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. In the DRS as well, fruitful. Not using any overtake though, which is a bit odd, but yeah. We have seen some mad strategies though from these Red Bulls.
Montana gets past Ghost into the chicane down the Mistral Straight. So he'll set his sights on Donamo now with the championship leader. Fruit, of course, has got to make another pit stop. There are currently 10
Obviously, got 3
seconds
seconds.
between 3 seconds for Thomas there. 10 seconds between Fruit and championship rival Montana. Calzo still seems to have some life in these soft tyres.
Yeah, he's going on. What's the percentage in those actually?
It's you.
Fruit cannot go to the softs, no Blaze. Fruit softs only last maybe max 7 to 8 laps to be anywhere competitive. So no, it's definitely a medium strategy. Medium next for Fruit.
As for Calzo, his tyres are only his front left's on 48, so he's still got life in there.
Another
because
20%
Fruit's
there.
mediums are on 58 because
So they're pretty much
it took a long time to come in.
They're kind of equal at the minute, so.
Yeah, I reckon they're probably matching each other at the moment, and he's well with. He's only half a second down.
He's
Surely
so close
he's
to
got
him.
so much more ERS. Surely this is the lap that Calzo takes the lead of the two stoppers,
He has to push.
and he's gained about 6 seconds after pitting for his soft tyres.
He's not using his overtake on my
He's
screen,
not using the
I don't know.
overtaker. Maybe he's
I think
going to do it
he's
into
going for the
Signe.
next
Maybe
one,
he's
yeah.
setting it up here and he's going to do it into Signe. He's got so much more ERS than Fruit.
He's so much closer. to
Fruit
him
gets
as
a
well.
good exit though.
Yeah.
And here we go. Is this going to be the one?
No, he's not using it still.
No, he's not using it.
He could just be saving this for his medium strategy. I think what
He
he might try
could
to
be.
do is pit when Fruit is pitting, so that he's going to be right beside him. What Matty Robert did to me on Monday? He pitted.
That's
when I
true, and the
pitted.
Red Bull boxes before, so if the Red Bull mechanics make a decent stop of it, then Fruit will get held up as the Red Bull comes trundling down the pit lane. That could be a shout there, Connell, to be brutally honest. So we'll see what happens. When will Fruit come in? Fruit comes in now.
He's going to go out again. Okay.
Calzo carries on.
might feel, and he does look quicker than him, so I think he might go another lap while those
Yelton,
tires still have life as well.
Yorno also in from their hard tyres, so everyone's going to be pitting on two.
Oh, 5 seconds pit lane.
Oh, the penalty.
Oh, the penalties are very. What's the word?
Yelp gets out just ahead of Fruit. Fruit still yet to make his stop.
2 Hasses now.
Lovely view of
On the opposite
Haas is
strategies.
in. Yeah.
Podiums.
Well, Slater's got to do his job now. Slater has got to hold off Montana. Montana's got no ERS to play with. So Slater, despite being attacked by DRS, will have DRS to his teammate just about. Which is good. No, he's just outside the DRS there for his teammate. But Montana has no ERS. But he does have DRS.
Slater now trying to stay ahead of Montana behind him as well. So they're using that ERS.
And Ghost is making a comeback now. He's been released from the Dynamo train. An angry Ghost is coming. Calzo, surely he's going to pit this lap. The gap between him and Fruit is 21.6 seconds. You need about 22 seconds to make a pit stop and come out ahead.
He's used a fair bit of his overtake this lap anyway.
He did, he saved it up, didn't he? 21.3 now. Fruit is coming back at him as the tyres are waning. Now is the time to pit for Calzo.
We don't know what's
Because
going on.
Fruit is not going to join, he's not going to get in a train anytime soon. Is Calzo going to dive straight into the pit lane? He does. Is he going to get it slowed down?
Yes.
He does.
Very well.
Panic overtake button he pressed there as he came into the pit lane.
Gonna stay on board.
So we'll keep an eye on Fruit.
Coming around
Fruit
Bender.
makes his way under.
That's what I called my Irish teacher. Someone else in the pits as well ahead as well. That's Milan for the pits. I'm assuming stopping onto his second.
Calzo is coming down the pit lane. Okay, he's been released. Fruit gets just ahead of him, so he's got a 1 lap advantage, and that soft stint, props to him in the chat there, that soft stint from Calzo was absolutely dynamite and nobody saw it coming. Absolutely fantastic.
If he gets some good
from
points
the Red
here,
Bull driver.
If he gets some good points tonight, I would have him on for driver of the day.
Yeah,
so far.
definitely.
Dynamo
That decision was inspired. Nobody was
penalties.
thinking of doing that, and he was the only one that did it.
I wouldn't even have thought about that strategy or fathomed it at all. I would have been okay.
And he made it work.
Yeah, he did indeed.
You didn't get caught in the
We have
in
seen
the trains
some
there.
bizarre strategies from these Red Bulls very recently in China, where they stayed on the inters because it went from dry, wet, dry, wet. Remember, he stayed on the inters for nearly like 10 laps while it was dry, and they all dropped to the back. So
10 laps to go, and Montana is almost
striking
in
distance of Jacob.
DRS of Jacob.
4-lap advantage also on these hards. Sorry.
He does have a 4-lap advantage.
Slater also pitted. He's down now in P13.
Interesting to see what Jacob can do. Great racing driver. His wheel to wheel is magnificent.
Yeah.
Montana known for being quite aggressive. We'll see what he can do.
As we saw,
Vaporizer seems to be being asked to hold station.
Yelled past Thomas on the pit wall straight. Sorry. On those
have we got team orders from Mercedes already? We'll probably find out later. Montana just inside. He's just outside the DRS actually. He's not going to get the activation.
Yeah, he won't. Very
but
good,
his teammate is. His teammate, is he going to go for it?
No, he's not using
No,
DRS.
he's just holding station. I think there's some team play going on here. Ghost is well back in the strat now as well.
They're in a party, I would assume, anyway. I think all the NSX guys are probably all in a party.
I mean, gloves were off in race 1, and Montana only just got inside the 3 seconds that he needed over Vaporizer in Spain, but looks a bit neutered, the charge from the second Mercedes here. Very much a sort of Bottas-Hamilton situation going on right now. I mean, you don't love to see it. It would be nice if the gloves were off, we had another challenger, because I mean, Vaporizer's got the pace. I just don't think he's being allowed to use it. Which is a shame if that's true.
Yeah, Roland's after saying let Ghost split the NSX drivers. Yeah, that'd be very good to watch actually. Come on, Ghosts.
Well, Vaporizer, surely if I were Vaporizer this one, regardless of team orders, if I'm being held up here and now Ghost is on my back, I mean, it wouldn't be. I'd understand if it was a team game and there's no one behind us, but then suddenly Ghost is going to be in DRS range this lap. You don't want to be caught out by the Ferrari, do you?
Jacob's also after dropping 7/10 that last lap.
Right, so they will be in DRS range, in DRS striking range this lap. Will Montana.
Number now Montana in the DRS zone. Bit more overtake, and he's going to save it though.
He's catching now. Closer, closer, closer. He's very early off the brakes as Montana, wanting a better exit. And now it's all going to get tightened up into Signé, I think.
Jacob gets a good exit though. Yeah, not using his overtake. I think he's just going to use the tyre advantage to make up the time. I wouldn't see why he has to push. Ooh,
all the while, Fruit is closing in on these. Like he was 16 seconds back, he's now only 12 seconds off the lead, is Fruit. And the next car ahead of him, just a second ahead, is his teammate Thomas. And Thomas is going to be a free pass as they come up to Bender now on lap 19. It's going to see it all shape out soon enough. Ghost just inside the DRS now of the Mercedes in front of him.
Ghost having a very good last sector there. He was actually out of the DRS going on the straight. Ooh,
Vaporizer being massively held up by his teammate here, but he's not going for the move.
If I was Vaporizer, regardless of what Montana's saying to me in the party, if they're in, I would not give the absolute S. I would just go straight past him.
Exactly.
No gifted subs here today.
It's round 4 of a 22 race championship.
Yeah. But as you know, these guys do have.
They try and eke out any advantage they can.
Yeah, Roland's very good there. Roland, Vaporizer and Montana swap positions.
Yeah, they should. They should see if Vaporizer can get past Jacob and use Vaporizer. I mean, I know he's got 3 seconds left of penalties.
This is like, I think it was 2017 in Hungary where they let Hamilton pass Bottas to see would he attack Vettel.
Yeah, and fair play to Hamilton.
He let him pass.
He let him back. Yeah.
We should just do this.
Exactly. A little bit of a wobble there on the exit of Bousset by Vaporizer.
Fruitful now.
Only 1.5 seconds cover the top 4. Fruit is now past Calzo. Oh, sorry, Calzo's past Thomas rather. Fruit got past his teammate earlier. It's now only 11 seconds he is to the lead. He's closing in at a second a lap. It's not quick enough. Fruit needs to go quicker. Is this the lap that Montana makes a move on Jacob? He thinks about it. He was very hesitant there, was the championship leader.
Vaporizer is getting so held up here with Montana. I would tell Montana to
He
get out of my
really
way.
is. I mean, Montana needs to make his move because...
Jacob doing a very good job here as well to stay out of any sort of
Yeah,
attacking
Jacob's
range.
not
He's
got
doing a
any
good job here.
DRS. He's saving up his
As best as he can,
overtake
anyway.
button. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Is this the lap that
Montana
they have a
pushing
go?
now, Montana is
Overtake
pushing.
deployed by Montana. He was a good driver. And is it going to be a simple overtake here? He dives to the inside.
Yeah.
And Jacob's got nothing coming back. Jacob locks up, and
Vaporizer
now
very
he's
close to
between the
Jacob.
two Mercedes.
Taps
Vaporizer
a
taps
little
the back
bit.
of the Haas.
My goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's an easy move done. That's very good move
1-2
there
for
by
Mercedes.
Vaporizer.
Now, surely the glove should be off at Mercedes.
This is the thing, yeah, it's buff. Can't hear anything now. I don't know what's wrong here.
No, I've got no screen on there either. Might want to reset it.
What will I do? Stop broadcasting and then start it again?
Hang on, it's back. It's back.
Is it? Sorry about that, guys. I have no idea to stream. I don't know if there's some sort of glitch, but it's been doing that the last few nights with people.
It
Sorry
seemed to
about
be because the stream's still there. It's just now. It's now about 3/4 of a lap behind us. It's jumping forward a bit now. That's good. There you go. So I think it's a Twitch thing rather than
that. Yeah.
a problem our end.
I do have Irish Wi-Fi just to
Catching
clarify.
back up to it now. But just in case you missed it, the Mercedes have now both got past Jacob, and we were just asking if the gloves were going to be off now, and we hope so, because that would be very contest to speed. At round 4 out of 22, very early to start with the team orders. Even Ferrari would be ashamed of that. Calzo with 3 seconds in his hunt for fruit. Only 10 seconds. He's only gaining about... it might see him get top 6. He might pick off Simply. But I don't think he's going to be... I think they've picked the wrong strategy at Williams for fruit. He came in too early. He didn't fancy the one stop. And it's a rare mistake, I think, from... Fruit in terms of race strategy, because he's usually one of those ones that picks his way through the field, and somehow he's actually swapped. So he started in pole position and Montana was 9th, and Montana started 9th and is now in pole, and Fruit started in pole and is now 9th, so they've had a complete swap in the championship.
Carl's being close going into... Sorry, I just missed that there. I was on board with Calzo. Carl's finally getting his man.
The stream seems to have stabilised itself a bit now.
Hopefully.
Another great drive from Ghost, who's lost out to Carlsbury, who's coming back now on his fresher tyres. Is Carlsbury going to be in the equation? He's worked his way through the field, and he could be on for a podium here, to be brutally honest.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. I'm going to have a look at the penalty situation.
Fair play to Jacob though. He is keeping up with Vaporizer, obviously in the DRS, but Carlsbury 3 seconds. That could be caught.
Oh no!
But thing is though, Jacob, what's his face? Jordan does have a few penalties himself, so I think you can see that there on the task system.
Carlsbury's got 6 seconds now, so that probably puts him out of the equation. Ghost is going to be ahead of him. Simply, and Fruit all have no seconds. Montana's on nothing as well. Still, Vaporizer not allowed to do anything about his race-leading teammate. I mean, fair enough if they've agreed it, but it just team orders, especially at this stage in the season, always leave such a sour taste in your mouth, doesn't it?
Yeah. Poor Matrix.
Even as someone who enjoyed Michael Schumacher's dominance of Formula One, it wasn't nice when he was given wins. I was like, you don't need to be given wins.
Yeah,
mate.
he's good enough.
Yeah. And Vaporizer has definitely had the pace on his teammate this race. You're able to stay within that gap behind someone and you're not washing out at all. And he's not playing with his overtake button at all, really.
Formula One was very good, kind of, you know, when Jacques Villeneuve was going to win the championship at Jerez. Remember in free practice, I think it was Eddie Irvine and a Ferrari engine Sauber held him up in free practice and got in his way on purpose. I saw a video
See,
about
that's
it.
fun in championship deciders.
Yeah, like I think I'm not sure who the driver was, but Ferrari said to him if he wants to keep his seat in F1, he has to block him in free practice or qualifying. It's on Johnny Herbert. It was another, I think he was Italian.
Was it Deniz? Was Deniz in the other Sauber?
I'm not sure. Well, the driver was told anyway that I think it was Sauber. I'm fairly sure.
So 3 laps to go now.
A
All
mare.
hold stations at Mercedes. Great drive from Jacob on the one stop.
For the Haas.
Oh, now it's kicking off at the front. Vaporizer with so much more ERS because he's been holding station.
Stream is still buffering for me. Oh, it's back on now.
It's a bit behind itself now. As we
Sorry
come
for the stream
through a
complications.
coal
I think Twitch is having a little bit of a
onto the
seizure.
Mitchell Straight. Here we go. Montana's weaving, and that's not allowed.
No.
Bad tactics there from the championship leader. Going all the way to the left and then all the way back to the right. 3 was it? When Tennessee reigns here as we enter the last lap out of
Stream's done
Bender.
again. I don't know if it's buffering for me or is it buffering for you as well.
Yeah, it's buffering for me as well.
Back on now.
Oh no, we're back now, we're back now.
Hopefully
For the
safe
last
for
lap.
I'll stay on board with Vaporizer.
Vaporizer has nearly half a
bit
tank of
more,
VRS. Montana has nothing. Is this the lap? Is he going to get it? Montana's got 3 seconds! The gloves are
Oh
off!
my goodness.
The gloves are off!
That is... wow.
Here we go!
Strap
He's gotta
yourselves
do it
in,
now. He's
boys
gotta
and
do it.
girls.
Full
Montana,
beams!
Montana very close, ultra defensive now. He should just send it. He should just send it. Lick a stamp and send it, my friend.
Driver number 2! There's
Oh, yeah, you get the inside now. And he is the arrest to fit with as well.
Eight.
That's allowed.
Drew Senior, is there going to be a dive into Brousset?
Very good racing here by teammates. Pushed him off track a little bit there.
So they get through round Bender. Is
Still
it going to be a
gonna
dive
lose, though.
into the last corner? And Montana just holds on to take the win on track, but we'll see what the stewards have to say about the weaving. Montana takes the checkered flag. Vaporizer second. Jacob with a fantastic drive to P3. Carlsbury loses out on P4 to Ghosts because of penalties. Yelch P6, great drive. Fruit up to 6 on penalties. Simply 8. Calzo 9, waning a bit after his great middle stint there. Yorno in 10th. Conzo, Big Slater, Thomas, and then Mavs just finishing up now. I'm so sorry about Twitch. It's just... I don't know what's going on here.
It's definitely not the internet anyway, because I checked it and it's fine.
Yeah, well,
It is
neither of us have
completely
dropped
fine.
out of the internet. It's...
Yeah.
It looks like it's a Twitch thing. Bersey finishing 15th,
Twitch.
Milan in 16th, Dynamo 17th.
Yeah.
At the very least, anyway. With a great drive from Jacob into P3.
Right, so Montana first place, Vaporizer, very good second place, but will have, I think, a Stewart's Inquiry, but the weaving. Jacob third, fourth for Jay Ghost, fifth for Carlsby, very good. Fruitful up to sixth, Yelt in seventh, eighth for Simply, ninth for Calzo, very good race by Calzo with that very good.
Oh, James on the podium
Uh, Yorno 10th, Conzo 11th, Big Slater in
now.
12th, who won't be too happy with that from where he started. Thomas 13th, 14th for Mads, 15th for Bertie J, 16th for Milan, then almost 17th and Matrix in 18th.
Wizard Awards for Fruit, Simply, Big Slater. Well done,
So, excuse the stream, guys, if it's still on, but yeah, very good race, though, to say the least, bar the stream having a bit of a seizure. But yeah, so, very good race. Marcus again in 1 and 2, which you don't like to see all the time, but
Great stream, I don't think. It was a fantastic all gloves are off last lap.
we got some of
As
it, I
Montana
think.
got a penalty. If we got some of it, hopefully. I mean, I've recorded it. We might have to have it up from my point of view.
Yeah. So, I think with the stream having some issues, I think we might have to.
We're going to have to call it a day, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We'll try and invite the people into the chat.
Yeah, you can try there. Oh, so hopefully the stream actually stays for a couple of seconds.
Hello.
Hello, Montana.
Hello. P1 and P2 is here. We're just waiting on Jacob.
Make sure you have your party audio shared as well, guys.
Sure.
Perfect. We have everyone in, so.
Just waiting on Jacob.
Oh, do we?
I don't know if he'll come. He might come. He usually comes. But while we got the Mercedes boys here, well, that was a fun last lap. Here's Jacob. Go on then, Connor. Off you go.
Right, guys. So, French Grand Prix. Montana in first, Vaporizer second. Jacob, very good third. Now, Jacob, how did you find that race with the one-stop strategy?
Well, I thought it was good. I mean, I was hanging on with the hard tyres by the end of the race, but I'd done a couple of practice runs and sort of seen how the one stop fared against the two stop, and it always seemed to come out. You know, if there were no safety cars or anything like that, the one stop seemed to be the favourable strategy to go for, and so I went for it. I thought get as far up the grid on qualifying on softs, and then just see if we can hang on the hards by the end of the race.
Yeah, it's kind of is it kind of one of those things you'd have to, with traffic and things like that, it can really benefit you if you don't have much traffic and things like that. Is that what you were kind of hoping for as well?
Yeah, and also just the fact that when people do two stop, it's likely they have to pass a lot more cars in order to get past you, to get back to where you are. And that was kind of what I was hoping when other people went for that strategy. And
So what moved you into P1 for the soft to hard strategy was what was a fantastic in-lap, because you waited a lap longer than Ghost and you leapfrogged him in the pit lane.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that put you into the prime position there. You didn't really look back then. Was it just a case of making use of Big Slater and then trying to keep yourself away from trouble?
Well, yeah. Once again, he just like he did in Spain, he did a cracking job for me in sort of backing up the pack a little bit, giving me just like an extra second, which was which is everything on this track when people are gaining like a tenth or two each lap. And then when I saw the Mercedes coming my way, I sort of knew it was inevitable. I knew they had fresher tyres, and I didn't quite have the pace in the final sector to sort of keep them away. So once I sort of let them go past, I just sort of hung on for dear life.
Did a very good job
ahead
though
of the,
for the few laps anyway. I think it was a 4 lap difference in tyres, so yeah, very good job though as well. Good qualifying as well. Very weird qualifying with the rain, so everyone bursting to get out on track. But yeah, very well done anyway. And yeah, right. So Vaporizer in P2. How did you find that? And a very good battle with your teammate, as we saw, hopefully on the stream.
Hopefully. Yeah, so my qualifying was fucked up, but I was managing 28 zeros, but in practice what I did 28.7, probably because it was at the beginning of the quali, but still, it was a shit lap. Then in the race I had so much traffic and I was yeah, I knew after getting a penalty it wasn't worth fighting Montana, and then he got one, so I was like, okay, let's push now and see if we can get him. But
so was it team orders, or did you just impose them on yourself to not battle?
No, I knew. Well, I was saving ERS because I knew when he got a penalty, I wanted to have the ERS to get him, and well, it wasn't team orders at least, so no.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We were a bit worried on the stream that it was. And it was
I didn't have the pace as well. He, in the dirty air, like when you're 4 times behind someone on this track, you're just losing so much time, and the guy in front of you is just at the same pace. So.
Yeah, the dirty air is very bad around there. Especially that really long right-hander after the 2 straights. It's very easy to lose the back end. I've done it once or twice.
Yeah, and the left and the second to last corner.
Yeah,
are you happy enough with your teammates weaving in the last couple of laps on the Mistral straight?
Yeah, that were some team orders, but we just wanted to get him out of the DRS. You know, he wasn't gonna overtake me, but we still wanted him out of the DRS. So yeah.
Fair enough, fantastic. Good drive to P2. You had the pace there. You nearly got the win there.
Yeah.
It was good to see. Mercedes 1-2 and. Race winner there.
Mr. Montana. Is he there?
Yeah. Is he there? Did he run away? Oh, he's still there. Has he fallen asleep?
Yeah, more or less.
How did you find that?
Rather interesting. Quite surprised by strategy decisions of people. So I knew I couldn't make soft hard work, so I had to go medium hard. Quali lap was shit as well, to copy Vaporizer's language there. Yeah, just about getting clean through traffic. Some people thought they needed to spend all the ERS on me, which was a bit unlucky. And then, of course, on the last stint, it was not team orders. It was just tactical driving, I would call it. It didn't make sense for any of us to fight and lose time.
Yeah.
And get penalties and stuff. And the weaving was actually for me to give Vaporizer a slipstream to get out of Jacob's DRS. So we spoke like going to the right now, so we could drag him out of the DRS. And yeah, got the most stupid penalty of my life in the last lap. I was like,
that's how it is.
And now I'm in trouble. Yeah, but quite a nice battle actually with Vaporizer. Could have gone either way. I just wanted it a bit more than him.
With the obviously not great qualifying, was it kind of hard coming up through the field on those medium tyres, or was it
obviously the only ones in the top 10 on the mediums?
Yeah. Was it kind of difficult, or
the first few laps were quite difficult? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the soft runners were giving each other DRS and slipstream as well, so we were kind of stuck.
We saw, I think it was lap 4. I think I said that Mercs haven't made much of an impact yet, but obviously the softs were still the better tyre, and the mediums kind of still warming up in a way, as well. But obviously they made quite an impact at the end of the race, obviously. So, but yeah, very good race, very good last lap as well to watch. Hopefully the stream was not having a seizure at that time.
Yeah.
To get any sort of footage, but
Blaze will be very happy in the chat because Montana speaking English sounds just like Nico Rosberg.
Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, I've had that so many times. Rosberg and Vettel,
I think it's just the way that you inflect on some of the words. where your voice sort of goes a bit higher on some words. It's very much like Nico Rosberg talks.
When he's talking, yeah, he gets a little higher pitched.
Problem is, I hate Nico Rosberg. God damn it.
Oh, that's a bit strong.
To be honest, I don't particularly like him either.
That was a very strong opinion on Nico Rosberg there. Just straight off the bat there. Fantastic. I mean, we didn't mean anything bad by it. It's just it sounded remarkably like it. And Blaze said earlier in the chat that he's a big fan of Nico Rosberg.
Oh, okay, he's that for
The
me.
only reason we brought it up. So there we go.
Alright.
Were you surprised that Fruit did a 2-stop from a position that he was in?
Yeah, I was sure he was going to do soft hard and he would probably have won the race with it.
Blaze says hi, Nico.
So for fuck's sake.
I think you've got a new fan, Montana. Blaze is now your number one fan.
Block all your social
Let's not
media.
make this a thing.
Should we change your car number to number 6?
Yeah.
And the 6 Rosberg incoming.
He's already speaking German, I realize, so.
But yeah.
Fantastic though. So you extend your lead in the championship now. You're a full 20 points ahead of Fruit. 26 points in fact. So a full race and fastest lap ahead of Fruit now.
Excellent.
So we go into Brazil. Is that a good race for you, or are you damage limitation in Brazil?
It is, but it's going to be a DRS fest again. And I know Fruitful is bloody quick on that track, so it's going to be interesting.
Fantastic. Are you enjoying your little championship battle between you two? I mean, obviously, people like Vaporizing Jacob can get back in there, and Ghosts has got 33 points so far this season. He's been quite consistent.
NSX
I mean, Fruitful would have a better chance if he would be in the same party as us, but...
NSX Unseen is actually NSX_Rosberg.
That's
great. Right, lads. Perfect. Thanks very much for the race anyway. Very good to watch. And guys, as I do say every week, if you did enjoy that race, please do tune in for the AM2 or 1 tonight. I always get mixed up on this. Which one is
Right.
AM2 tonight? Yes, please do tune in for AM2 if you are awake. Please make sure to follow, subscribe. If you are feeling very generous, please go over to all our social medias.
No, it's AM1 tonight. AM1 tonight. I've gone
AM1.
completely rogue. Yeah, I'm racing. I should probably be paying more attention.
But yeah, please do tune in, guys. Very good racing there as well, and obviously Tier 4 tomorrow night as well, which is a very good watch also. And Tier 3 still is the best tier. Anyway, so yeah. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and we will see you next week. Ciao.